Have you ever felt like you're racing against time, trying to do everything at once, but never actually getting anywhere? You're not alone. We live in an age where exhaustion has almost become a badge of honor, as if being busy is synonymous with being successful. And that's the mistake. It's not about how much you do, but how well you do it, that defines your progress. The big irony? Less is often more. Yes, you can achieve greater results by focusing on what truly matters and leaving the rest behind. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But it's a powerful strategy. Now, before you think this is just another beautiful theory, I'm going to show you how to apply it in real life. This simple approach not only eliminates stress from your routine but also puts you back in control. Imagine waking up every day knowing exactly where to focus, without feeling overwhelmed by endless commitments. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Spoiler, it's possible, and it all starts with a shift in mindset. Curious to learn how? Stick around because, in the next few minutes, you're going to discover a technique that transforms not just your schedule, but also your energy and quality of life. Get ready, because your view on productivity will never be the same. Topics. Topic 1. Understanding stretching versus overstretching. Have you noticed how life feels like walking a tightrope between growth and burnout? On one side, there's the effort needed to learn and evolve, on the other, the risk of overdoing it and breaking down. This difference is subtle but critical. While stretching pushes you to expand your limits, overstretching leaves you drained. Think of an elastic band, it can stretch to hold more, but if you push it too far, it snaps. People are no different, recognizing when to stop is key. A clear way to understand this is by looking at goals. Say you want to learn guitar. Practicing for 30 minutes a day is stretching, it's challenging but manageable. Trying to learn every song from your favorite album in a week, though, is overstretching, a recipe for frustration. The difference lies in setting realistic expectations and respecting your time and energy. Growth is about consistent steps, not impossible leaps. More than just avoiding burnout, understanding this distinction allows you to enjoy the process of growth. Think of an athlete, they gradually increase intensity while listening to their body. Similarly, in life, we need to balance push yourself with it's okay to rest. This keeps us on the path of progress without losing the joy of the journey. Speaking of progress, have you ever wondered how to prioritize what truly matters day to day? That's the next step. Topic 2. The key strategy. If there's one trick that can transform your routine, it's this: separate the essential from the nice to have. It sounds simple, but trust me, the difference is revolutionary. Imagine your energy as a finite resource, like money in a bank account. Spending it on irrelevant things, no matter how tempting, leaves you with nothing for what truly matters. The key is making deliberate choices and prioritizing the indispensable while leaving the rest for later. After all, would you rather invest your energy in something that yields real results or waste it on tasks with no impact? Let's bring this to life. Say you're planning a project, like writing a book. Researching and drafting are essential tasks. Picking the perfect font or curating inspirational playlists might be fun, but they're not urgent. By distinguishing what must be done now from what can wait, you free up mental space and stay focused. The result? Days that feel intense but satisfying instead of busy and unproductive. This strategy extends beyond work. In your personal life, it's equally powerful. Think about planning a party. Buying food and finalizing the guest list are essentials, decorating with exotic flowers or creating a photo wall are nice-to-haves. By making priorities clear, even stressful activities become manageable. And you know what's fascinating? This approach changes how you handle even the smallest decisions, like packing for a trip. Let's dive deeper into that. Topic 3. Practical examples in life. Minimalism might seem like a distant concept, but it's closer than you think, especially when it comes to travel. Ever noticed how some people manage to pack just one backpack for an entire week away? That's not magic, it's prioritization. Taking only the essentials, like versatile clothes and must-have items, eliminates the stress of hauling extra baggage and brings a sense of freedom. In life, This practice works the same way. The less unnecessary baggage you carry, the lighter your journey. Now, think about your daily routine. How often do you try to do everything at once? What if you viewed your tasks as items in a suitcase? Prioritizing what truly needs to be done today, like that important meeting or urgent report, and leaving the smaller details for later reduces anxiety and boosts efficiency. Just as you wouldn't pack 3 pairs of shoes for a weekend trip, you don't need 3 hours tweaking a detail no one will notice. Focus on what matters. This philosophy also applies to emotional baggage. Carrying grudges or worrying about problems that don't yet exist is like lugging a suitcase full of rocks. Ask yourself, what really matters now? A friend of mine who practices this once decided to donate half of his possessions during a move. He realized he lived just fine with less, and as a bonus, felt happier and more organized. The magic lies in embracing simplicity, which naturally leads to more intentional practices. Speaking of which, have you thought about strengthening your mind with small challenges? Topic 4. Psychological practices. Sometimes, the key to becoming stronger lies in embracing discomfort. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But think about it, situations that demand resilience are like workouts for the mind. Small intentional practices, such as taking a cold shower or fasting for a few hours, help develop healthy tolerance to challenges. It's not about suffering, but showing your brain that you can handle setbacks without falling apart. After all, if you can face icy water in the morning, traffic jams won't faze you. One practical example is simplifying meals. Ever heard of the monotonous meal principle? Eating something basic, like rice and beans, for a few days not only saves time but teaches you to appreciate abundance when it comes. It's like rewiring your mind to see luxury as a bonus, not a necessity. This makes you less reliant on excess to feel good and saves mental energy for more important decisions. These practices also affect your emotions. Imagine committing to an entire day without complaining, no matter what minor annoyances arise. It's challenging but incredibly transformative. You start realizing that many of your complaints are trivial and learn to handle adversity with grace. Small exercises like these create a positive ripple effect. And speaking of balance, these lessons tie directly into what we do in work and daily routines. Topic 5. Work and life balance. Striking the right balance between work and personal life might seem like a puzzle, but it's simpler than it appears. The trick is redefining what's essential. Take weekly YouTube videos or maintaining a blog. While important, they're often nice-to-haves rather than must-haves. This doesn't mean abandoning them, but approaching them without the pressure of perfection. Ironically, when you ease up on these goals, they tend to flow better, almost as if the universe responds to your relaxed attitude. Now, think about your work routine. How many tasks seem urgent, but are really just habits you've created? Answering emails in record time, for example, is rarely as essential as it feels. When you set boundaries and schedule time for such tasks, you free up energy for what truly moves the needle. This shifts your days from constantly busy to productively focused. The same principle applies to personal life. How often do you overwhelm yourself trying to juggle everything? A friend of mine, a parent and entrepreneur, decided to reserve Friday nights exclusively for movie time with his kids. He found that prioritizing these moments brought balance to the rest of his week. Small changes like these prove that hard work doesn't have to mean sacrificing everything. And when it comes to human connections, what's truly essential? Topic 6. Relationships. Relationships are the foundation of our lives, but we don't always treat them that way. Often, we get caught up in commitments that seem important but only drain us. Prioritizing what's essential in relationships means focusing on what truly nourishes those connections. It's about valuing an honest conversation over an extravagant dinner or an expensive gift. What carries more weight, quantity or quality? Those who understand this avoid unnecessary stress and strengthen their bonds. A practical example? Imagine you're constantly organizing family gatherings but end up too exhausted to enjoy them. Why not invest in smaller, meaningful moments, like a coffee with a sibling or a 10-minute call with a distant friend? These simple gestures can be more powerful than big events because they're intentional and genuine. When you let go of the pressure to please everyone, you gain energy to care for what really matters. Reassessing commitments is liberating. Do you really need to attend every social event? More often than not, the answer is no. Politely saying no allows you to dedicate more time to people who truly matter. It's about simplifying while deepening human connections. This makes you rethink how your priorities shape your life and interactions. And if all these choices, from work to relationships, could align for a lighter, more authentic life? Now that you know this strategy to avoid burnout and overstretching, the question is, what will you do with it? Will you keep overloading yourself, or finally start focusing on what truly matters? Small changes can make a massive impact. Start by categorizing your tasks, simplifying your routine, and strengthening the relationships that matter. After all, it's not about doing everything but doing what matters, and doing it well. So, are you ready to change your life? Why not start right now? Grab a piece of paper and list the 3 most important things for you today. Better yet, share them in the comments. Which one will you prioritize from now on? I'd love to hear your goals and how you plan to transform your routine. Let's exchange ideas. You never know who might get inspired by your story. If this content helped you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you'll keep learning practical strategies to live better and with less stress. And of course, comment below about what you'd like to see in future videos. I'm looking forward to your response.